Hey guys, so today I wanted to show you how you can literally eliminate any acquisition challenges for a very long time by flooding your calendar with the help of 700 appointment setters that you can literally acquire and attract in a 1 week time period. With this, the only time you're going to have to worry about your acquisition from now on is when you have too many meetings to handle and you have to hire closers. See, after doing acquisition for myself for a couple of months now and automating acquisition for coaches, I noticed that one of the biggest bottlenecks is always the lack of setters. Because with the lack of setters, you will not be able to send out enough volume, and with the lack of volume, you will just not get any meetings. So if you can solve this in 1 week, think of what that's going to do for your business if you can get 500 to 1,000 setters into your business in the span of 7 days. So if you're lacking meetings right now or you just don't have enough meetings, keep watching this video because with this approach, you'll be able to easily book 5 to 10 meetings per day to your calendar on a daily basis. I hope this week is going great for you so far. So today I wanted to actually cover how do you structure an acquisition system that can bring in 3 to 5 appointments on a daily consistent basis and do it systematically. And the whole premises of the system is appointment setters. So today I wanted to show you exactly how you can get 700 performance-based appointment setters in under a week. They're all commission-based, which means they're virtually free because until they book calls for you, they're not getting paid hourly or they're not getting paid monthly, which is something you can do. But if you want to do a volume-based approach, you will do a good commission. You do a good commission basis with these appointment setters, which is $25 to $50 per appointment, depending on how qualified are the leads and how good the appointment setters are. And the whole premise of this is the fact that these commission-based appointment setters basically bring you no overhead costs. So it still costs you the same amount to run your business, unless you're booking meetings, and from those meetings, you're attaining and closing clients. So it's only a net positive for you, and it's also a win-win situation for the appointment setters. If they can outperform their hourly job with appointment setting for you, they will get paid more, and again, it's just a win-win situation for both of you. So if you want to replicate this acquisition system for yourself and actually implement this acquisition system for yourself, you will need a lot of appointment setters. And before you go out to hire appointment setters, you need to understand the three fundamentals, which is hiring, training, and management. So hiring just goes about acquiring attention and acquiring the eyeballs of those appointment setters and getting their attention and then getting them into your company. Then you actually have to train them. So I actually, at the end of this video, I'll give you away the exact training, the base training that we put all of our appointment setters through, that teaches them how to hold conversations, how to use ChatGPT to their advantage whenever they're struggling with conversations, how they actually can sell someone on a call, because really appointment setting is all about sales. These appointment setters are selling prospects onto calls with you. Then you have to actually manage them. With management, that's where the team structure comes in. You need to have some sort of management system. We actually do it on Slack and Discord, which I will show you in a few minutes as well. And you need to be able to manage these appointment setters and set them up for success. They need to believe in what they're selling, right? If they don't believe in your offer, and if they don't believe in your company and in your coaching business, they're going to have a hard time selling prospects onto it, because they're going to have that cognitive dissonance in their head, and they're just not going to be aiming your company for success. So in order to get the most appointments and be successful with your appointment setters, your management has to be on point, and the appointment setters have to feel supported at all times. They have to feel like the process is seamless. So you have to build a seamless process for these appointment setters to make sure they feel comfortable and they feel confident, which is very important, working for your offer and working for you as a coach, and also getting appointments for you. Before I run through the system, usually coaches that actually try to implement this process themselves will hire a VA for this, and that's something we actually do for our own acquisition systems and for the coaches acquisition systems, because if you want to drive the most attention, it's best to outsource it and have someone put 7 or 6 to 8 hours of their day into this job and get as much attention as possible from these potential appointment setters, so that you can get as many setters as possible in the shortest time frame, train them, qualify them, and then place them onto your offer. And then if someone leaves, for example, or if someone's underperforming, you will have replacements right there and then. Instead of having to repeat this cycle, you will already have a community where you can just, if something goes wrong with one appointment setter, you can drop them, or potentially if they leave, and you can just take another appointment setter from your appointment setting community and place them onto your offer, because they're already trained, they're qualified, and they're already being managed by you. So the goal behind this is to build a community of thousands of trained appointment setters. For you, it could be hundreds. It just really matters how big you want to scale this, because the potential here is really infinite. It just depends on how many appointment setters you actually have, because that's what the amount of messages that are getting sent out and the amount of attention that's getting driven every day depends on, right? The amount of inbound messages you're replying to, the amount of outbound campaigns you're launching every single day really depends on the amount of appointment setters you have, because it's a big struggle to actually try to run the system on your own without any sort of outsourcing. If you're trying to do outbound or even reply to inbound messages all on your own, that's going to be taking a lot of your time from coaching, which is your main goal. Your main goal is to educate people, is to teach people how to overcome some sort of challenge in your space or niche. And when you take that time to appointment set, that kind of creates a different goal in mind. And when you take time out of your main goal and then start focusing on, for example, appointment setting for your own business, that kind of distorts your business. But more importantly, just on your own and by yourself, you cannot generate enough attention. So to guarantee that you can get 3 to even 10 meetings per day, it really depends. Again, it's infinite potential depending on the amount of appointment setters you have. You need appointment setters, and you need setters that are ready for the job and who actually specialize in appointment setting. And just like you specialize in coaching people, these people will specialize in appointment setting, and they are the best fit for the job. And they also allow you to do much more volume than you can on your own. For example, if you're testing a campaign and you want to test it with 1,000 outbound messages, and you send out 100 messages per day on your own, that's going to take you 10 days to test that campaign. Versus if you put 10 appointment setters, or even 7 to 8 appointment setters on that campaign, you'll be able to get the results for that campaign in one day and then implement an improvement and make the campaign better. Building out a VA community is extremely easy, especially if you automate it with a VA, which you can actually use this system to get a VA for yourself and then automate this system and get more VAs, right? So we expect you to bring at least 70 to 100 new members per day into your Discord or Slack, depending on where you decide to manage your team. It could even be a Facebook group. You have to make this process as seamless as possible for the setters themselves and kind of treat them almost like your clients to make them feel like your business is there to make them succeed in that position. And then they're going to want to succeed. So our VA attraction process is automated with pre-written scripts for Facebook groups and videos to send to interested VAs along with qualification tasks. So we already have pre-written job posts that we give out to the VA who's responsible for driving this attention and attracting new appointment setters into our company. They go and post these job posts, whether it's on Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, or Facebook groups, which I'll cover in a second. And everything is automated for them. The process is made seamless for them so that they can pump out as much volume as possible and attract as much appointment setters as possible, so then we can train them and again place them into our client system and into our own acquisition system. Our appointment setter attraction process is automated with these scripts. Also, we have a video basically explaining the position that we send out to every applicant for this position, whether they apply on Upwork, they apply on onlinejobs.ph, or Facebook. And I recommend that you replicate the same thing, because when you just go over an outreach position video like this, which basically covers the whole position, this is what we cover on these videos, and you would need to make one of your own to make sure it aligns with your coaching business and with your coaching structure and with your client structure, so that the appointment setters know what they're selling people on calls for. But we run through the whole position. We cover the pay. We cover everything we expect from them. And basically, if they're interested, they're able to click this button right here, and it leads directly to our Discord, where we cover our training, and we basically show them exactly what this position is about. So this Discord is basically our management CRM for these appointment setters, where we manage them, we train them, we make sure they're successful in this position, and we basically build that relationship with them. Every single hiring post that we put out there to get new appointment setters leads to this Discord. It leads to our team Discord, where everything basically takes place. And the Discord is the reason why having a management platform is so important, because it covers the second and third fundamental, which is training and then management. So your VA or you are expected to join at least 150 new Facebook groups per day and post a hiring post in each group. So this will usually total to 100 posts, because there's some group admins that won't approve the post. There's some posts that will get taken down, but you're expected to join, these VA hiring groups on Facebook. And the way you find them is actually very simple. You can find these groups through YouTube by going to VA-based content. This is the harder route. The two easier routes are down below. So on YouTube, you can basically search for things that VAs would search for. So for example, how to get a job as a VA. And then usually the VA creators themselves, they all have groups of their own. They have Facebook groups of their own, because they like to build communities. And sometimes these creators, like this creator right here, it's a very popular creator, a Filipino VA. They like to create their own communities and then either sell something to the people in the communities, or they just have that community of VAs, and it kind of works as a job board to make it easier for their subscribers or their followers to get jobs. The two other methods are a lot easier, which is Google itself. You can literally search up 50 best VA groups on Facebook, and you will get multiple websites with lists of the best VA groups you can join and find a setter, or even find an applicant for any position that you want to automate in your business. And the same principle applies to Facebook. On Facebook, you just search up VA job board. The second thing you can search up is things that aren't specific to VA appointment setting groups. You can find and join large coaching groups, large marketing groups, large copywriting groups. You can use your imagination to find these. So for example, Amazon FBA is a business on Amazon, and there's VAs for it that try to help Amazon sellers automate the process. Basically, they're going to be in groups of any business model that can be ran online and that they can help business owners automate. Something you have to always stay cautious of is not posting in groups with less than 5,000 followers or 5,000 members, because these groups are just small. I'd rather post in 10 groups with 50,000 members than 10 groups with 5,000 members. It's just logical. So if this is sent to a VA, and again, you can send this whole process in the VA. I'll show you where to find it in the end of the video. You can basically tell your VA to go into the groups that they're already in, because most VAs all already in Facebook groups, so they will know better than me or you where to actually find these Facebook groups and how to find the best ones and where to get the best prospects for your job. So also in this doc, there's a list of 10 different job posts that are provided. Every group you post in, you need to alternate them. So basically, to explain this a little better, group 1, you're going to post job post 1. Group 2, you're going to post job post 2. The reason you do this is to avoid any sort of Facebook restrictions. I would also use, 2 to 3 Facebook accounts so that you can post multiple job posts per day, and you can actually get 100 to 150 job posts per day. If you do hire a VA for this, it's kind of beneficial for you because most VAs, they already have 5 to 7 accounts on Facebook because they use all of those accounts to get jobs for themselves. So if you don't want to use your own accounts, or if you don't want to create new accounts, you can just tell the VA to use their accounts, maybe pay them a little bit more, and have them attract the talent that you need from their own accounts. So when you actually get applicants for your job, they're going to reply to you in Messenger, and to actually deal with these replies, you will send them this scripted reply. So as you see, this reply and every reply that we send, the initial reply that we send to VA's initial messages, has a Loom video, and it's this Loom video that I already showed you. The Loom video basically shows the appointment setting applicant what this position is about and how much they're going to get compensated, everything they need to know. Then it avoids, you having to respond to them, because the Loom essentially has to cover everything in your process, just like ours does right here. It tells them what they're going to do, what their daily workflow looks like, the training, the fact that the training will be provided, their work requirements, and then the pay, right? Everything they need to know. So once people start replying, some people will be confused. Some people just don't notice the link right here, the button right here that says click here if you want to proceed. They're going to ask you what's next. So in that case, you would just send them the Slack invite or the Discord invite, depending on where you want to build out your team server. In your server, you should have some sort of qualification test. You can do it manually or you can automate it. I'll say during the server, they can go through a test of yours. They can either go through a test about your specific niche. If you're a fitness coach, maybe you can ask them some fitness related questions about your prospects, right? Or about your potential prospects to see how qualified are they actually to start working with you before even going through your training. But the best thing I recommend, and what we have implemented and what we implement in all of our client servers, is actually an application test that basically tests their English. So when every VA lands into your server or your Slack channel, they will only see the option to take an English test. Again, this is just optional, but this is what we do. Every single VA that we hire goes through a very detailed English test to make sure that their English is up to par. Only the VAs that score above 80% stay with us and continue through the training. This way we make sure that they're actually able to hold conversations for our clients as well as for ourselves, and actually have a pretty high success rate when it comes to booking meetings. It's only beneficial for them to start working with us if they are above an 80%, because if they are below, they will usually not hit meeting targets, and then they will obviously not make enough in this position. And again, we treat our setters as our clients. We make sure that they actually succeed in this role and that they actually start earning more than they would on an hourly paid job, so that they actually stick with us and so they are actually happy to work with us and work in our company. And I recommend that you do the same for yourself. One more thing that I just wanted to brief on is, at a point, you should hire a head setter that overlooks everything. Personally, we have a head setter that overlooks all of our setters. He makes sure they are successful. He has daily calls with them every single day. He does this for our client setters as well as for our own setters, reviewing conversations with them and showing them what they can improve on and how they can book more meetings and how they can become more successful at our company. And I recommend that you do the same thing at a point for your own business, and hire a head setter, hire the best performing setter to become your leader when it comes to appointment setters, to help them get trained, to make sure they are successful at your business. And this way, you will be spending a little bit more money on the head setter, but you're also going to be earning a lot more, and you're going to get a lot more meetings and a lot more clients this way. So once the VAs actually land into our server, there's now 2 more fundamental keys that they need to go through, which is the training. The training is extremely important. This is the base training for all of our appointment setting. We then train them specifically on our clients' acquisition systems and kind of add on to that base to make sure they're successful in delivering meetings for our clients. The training is very in-depth. It takes them around 24 hours to actually go through. So we actually give them 72 to 96 hours to cover it. And after they cover it, we test them. And I recommend you do the same thing for your specific training. Test them on their actual comprehension of the training to make sure that they actually went through the training and that they understand what their responsibilities are and how exactly they're going to function as a team to book an extra 3 to 10 meetings per day to your calendar. Now, before sharing all the resources from this video with you, I just wanted to cover the 2 other strategies behind executing on the first fundamental, which is hiring. The first one is to go to onlinejobs.ph. Also, have a job post like this, basically explain who you are, have a Loom video that links to a position explanation. The setter applicants can watch and actually understand what your business is about and what position you're offering them. But personally, we don't like using this method. We stopped using onlinejobs.ph because it limits you to job posts, and it's also not free. It costs money, and you can get a lot more appointment setters for free, especially if you place a VA on it and kind of double or even triple on your efforts to acquire these appointment setters. And that leads to the second method of executing on the first fundamental, which is Upwork. On Upwork, you can post up to 5 job posts per day per account, which means if you create 4 to 6 accounts, you're able to post 20 to 30 job posts per day. And then you just get a bunch of inbound setter applicants that are ready to apply for your job. The job post on Upwork literally looks the same as it does for onlinejobs.ph. It has the Loom, it explains a little bit who you are and what you're looking for and who are you looking for, and then leads them to the Loom, and then the Loom funnels them to the Discord. This way on Upwork, if you create 4 to 6 accounts, place a VA onto your recruitment process, you're going to be able to generate 100 to 150 new applicants per day easily. So getting yourself to 700 VAs in 1 week will be a piece of cake. And from those 700 VAs, there's going to be the ones that exceed everyone else, and they will actually be there to make sure and ensure the success of your company. So yeah, guys, I hope this helps. If you have any questions about the system, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. Or alternatively, join our Discord. It's going to be in the description. Inside of the Discord, you're going to get all the freebies, so you don't have to actually waste time and creating job posts, on creating the Loom structure, or on creating your own training, and save hours, if not days of time doing that, so you can get into this process right away, automate your acquisition, and start booking those meetings and flooding your calendar. And also, guys, I really do hope this helps. As long as you implement this, you will see the results, but you actually have to take action and put this system in place into your own company. I hope to see you in the Discord soon. Just say hey and I'll send over the resources directly to you. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.